Hello.
Hi. Well, Julie, okay. So we have one participant right now. Let's wait for the rest. Okay, Olga's here.
Hello.
Welcome back. I guess more people are joining. It's good that we decided to actually have very productive 4 p.m. live session instead of having two, where people just jump around and obviously we waste each other's time. Okay, today's topic is money. It's week 7 already. Valerie is always right.
Hello.
Okay. Oh, Valerie, you're always on the go, always on the move. So I guess you guys can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me well,
I can hear you.
safe
So,
and sound, as we say. All right, great. I remember that. All right, so I asked you to get ready with this how-to exercise. hmm Oh, okay, we got Julia too. Great, great. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, that's how I was actually imagining our live session. Everyone is online. Okay, I don't need to wait for anyone. Everybody is eager to work. Yeah, right. So how has it been going? Why don't we just, like talk about this course? Well, just a few words, okay? Because it has already been what, 7 weeks, huh? My God, I see that you guys have more wrinkles now. It's been 7 weeks.
Tough. Hope no.
You can bear a kid, in 7 weeks. Who knows? Oh, Tatiana, okay, Tatiana, it's what, 1 a.m. there, yeah? Okay, Tatiana is to fix something.
There is some echoing.
Done. Yeah, Tatiana was not very careful, so I had to mute her. Okay.
Okay.
It is surprising that, it's probably 2 or 1 a.m. Where Tatiana leaves, yes, but she
Oh
still has her full makeup on. I like that.
my gosh.
Because you know how much time it takes for a woman to wash off her makeup? Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, who knows? Yeah, if you never do makeup, right? So then who knows?
It depends, yeah. It depends on how old are you, yeah? Am I right?
Depends on where you want to go and who you want to impress. If you
Yeah,
have been married
definitely.
for 10 years, then probably there's no need anymore, I guess.
Yeah. If you don't have anybody to impress.
That's what I'm saying. All right, Diana, you can unmute yourself because I see that you have a pair of earphones. Yeah, you know how to unmute yourself. By the way, it's still like you can say that lady in red. We have today. Today we have one lady in red. Lady in red. Yeah, that's Tatiana. Okay, she's like a big magnet. Attracts everyone's attention today. All right. So getting serious. Okay. So we had our, like, let's say, ice breaking ceremony.
Small
Uh,
talks.
yeah, small talk just to smooth things. All right. Now we're getting back to my question. So I ask you, how has it been for you? 7 weeks, guys. It's a great milestone. 2 more weeks to go in. No, 5 more weeks to go, and then, wow, first graduation ceremony.
Oh my gosh.
Julia Guskova, how has it been for you?
I'm okay.
I like that. Short and very strict. I like that. Okay, I'm okay. Great. What about you, Julia?
Oh, it's okay for me. I like everything that connected with education.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I like standard answers. Okay, Valerie.
I'm keeping silent because, I got stuck on week 2. And I'm still in this place.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm so ashamed. Sorry, guys. But actually, I promise. I really promise. Just,
Look
I
what
give
we
you my
have.
word that I
Julia has a
will.
new book. Okay.
I
Look what I
will
have.
do it. But actually, I'm
Wait.
trying to catch up. Who's
Look,
there?
everyone, what I have. It's a book. I have two book. I find two book with chunks. Uh,
Okay, that's good. See, like,
no,
okay. I'm
here
glad
is
that, Nadine and I
this one.
are really affecting your mind?
All this book chunks,
Nah.
just chunks. You
Maybe you
can
can
use
share this with us later, okay? You can send us a screenshot of those books.
look, one money, one words money, and a lot of chunks about money. Then cash, a lot of chunks about cash. I have this book, and I will write you what.
Yeah. That you have to share, okay? So whatever you share your goodies.
Okay,
Good.
Share your goodies with us. Whatever you have found, okay? That's good. Okay, see, like already, once life has already been altered and changed by this course. I like that. Okay. So what about you, Olga?
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay,
Not
short.
not too bad.
Not too bad. Okay, no, nothing to complain about. Okay, week 2. That's quite remarkable. That's a great achievement. Tatiana, how are you doing? Tatiana, need to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yeah. Right. There was some background noise coming from you, so.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
On. Mhm.
No.
Not yet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Now it's
hear me?
okay. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty well. I try to do everything on time. That's why I don't have any problems with the course.
How hard? Okay, can you answer my question, guys? Okay, how hard is it to keep up? How challenging is this course? Like in terms of how much time you really have to dedicate to every task?
One day.
One day, what do you mean one day?
No, I mean, I just, for myself, I decided one day for one task. I start from Monday, the first task. It's okay for me. I mean, I don't I scheduled it like this. I have to be ready on Monday with the first task. Tuesday, till Thursday. I think I'm ready till Thursday already. Just I try not to finish my tasks for example, on Saturday, because on Saturday we have deadline.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you have your own schedule, yes?
Yes, I have my own schedule, and I try not to fall behind the group, of course.
Wow. So
Good.
do you think you can, maybe you want to have a master class on how to keep up with everything?
Especially for me. Give me some tips.
Yeah, Valeria, I will write your private messages.
Yeah, please give me some tips, because I'm really bad at time managing it. At
You
timing.
see how it's connected? It's connected. Yes, if you cannot complete a course like this one,
Yeah,
then probably
it is. That's
so
what
you do exactly the same in life. Yeah.
That's right. I'm so, I would say, devastated. Really, I'm really depressed because you are on week 7. I am here. Got stuck.
Yeah, and you're
But
still in the
anyway.
car.
Yeah, I'm still in the car.
That's
Yeah,
also
but
about time management, by the
yeah.
way.
No, but
actually,
Valeria is from your lesson.
Yeah,
She's from your guitar lesson, yeah?
Yeah, I just finished my guitar lessons, my little ukulele. Yeah, actually, I've taken up playing
We heard
ukulele
you play.
since.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I've taken it in August. Yeah, and I've taken and I've been playing it since August. And I've got a teacher over there in my studio. And actually, my lesson is usually over at 6. And I said that okay, I'm alright with you. I'll be okay to take this session with you at 6. Okay, so that's it. I'm here. Maybe in a minute I'll switch off the camera. I'll be driving, but I'll be listening.
Right.
Okay, so don't lose me.
What about you guys? About the rest, Julie and Julia. Okay. So you guys, how do you keep up?
Yeah, for me, it's like a kind of discipline. When I have a free minute, when I have a break, I try to do a task. And I have a lot of lessons because I work 24/7, and that's why, yes, it is. It is challenge for me because I don't have days off. But I also try to catch up because I am in week about job. And
it's 6, I guess. Yeah.
yes, in
Week
week
6,
6,
on week
yes,
6.
and I need to hurry up a
You need to
little bit.
catch up, yeah, catch up with,
But
with everyone.
but I want and but that I want to catch up everybody. But then I realize that I don't want to just
I
to.
understand. You want to rush through this course, rush.
Yeah. You
Yes,
wanna
I don't know.
Like
Yes,
Valerie, okay.
yes, I want to do everything properly and diligently.
Diligently, okay, diligently, yes.
Diligently. Thank you.
What
It's
about okay? What about
from
you, Julia? Who's
I'm
going?
okay. I'm done all tasks, but I work only night because I have not time
You
all
don't
my
have, yes.
day.
Don't have.
But it's okay. I really hard. I
hard
over
working?
You're a
work
hardworking person,
night.
yeah.
It's not. I have not rest, but
You don't have,
I
yeah.
try to not. How to say отстать.
Fall
I
behind.
Fall
We just,
behind, yeah.
yeah.
behind. Yes, I try don't behind from all the
I think
rest.
fall behind it was in education, yes, topic.
yes
Yeah.
in
Come
education.
on. Come on,
I'm
people.
Yeah.
done 7 week 7 week and I done all.
So because like some people they get falling behind, and some people they can't really keep up. Some people are trying to catch up. Okay, so is it somehow related to how we live our life?
Yes,
No,
it's
I think
related.
No.
Yes and no. It's related in some way because um, you need that you need to make your timetable and you. But I think you need to also to put some self-development.
Like milestones?
Yes, and some people are not overworked and not overloaded, but they don't have time. And I think when you do a lot of things, when you have a lot of things to do, you try to find a free minute
Fine, yeah. But you
to
need
do
to free up your
something.
schedule. How can you start something else? All right, you can really book the whole schedule, and then you don't have any time, and then you will complain about this, like, oh, I don't have any time for anything new.
Mhm.
Okay, well then you have to free up some space, right? So let's say if your apartment is completely filled up with a bunch of old stuff, then and you're saying like, oh, we need to buy something new. Well, first of all, you need to get rid of what is old, right? So that's kind of logical. No? So how can you bring something new or novelty into your life if everything is already, let's say, has been standardized? So you don't want to, I don't want to say this, leave your comfort zone or step out of the comfort zone, but you like the way it is, and then you really desire new things to come into your life, but there's no space.
Make some
Uh,
space, yeah.
you feel me on this one?
yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, that discipline can really be, let's say, transformed. I wouldn't say like transformed, but it can also be related to how and what, like, not everything, but some things that we do in life, right? What choices we make. It can reflect, right? So, like, let's say if I'm on week 2, then it's good. It's still surprising that Valerie is still here, because people who are on week 2 normally they just never appear.
No, I show up.
Never show up. Yeah, like no show.
No, but I'm willing to do it,
It's
really.
good. It's
But I
good.
want to do it not, without rushing, without skipping and leaving and jumping over the topic. I can definitely I can do it very easily, but I want to work through all the topic, like to.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oops, sorry. My mom was calling. Ah.
Will sometime, let's say, a fixed time frame, will it push you?
I guess, yeah.
Let's say if I
Definitely.
say like, hey, you have 1 year. Okay, so what? You're like, oh, okay, I can relax. I will just do this,
No,
when
this
September
this
comes.
it doesn't happen this way. That's I'm a kind of person. I'm trying to discipline myself, but being we are talking about the employment. Yeah, I am self-employed teacher, and I'm doing some gigs. Yeah,
Who is
and
not? Who is not? Who is not self-employed?
yeah, and actually I am the one who rules my own a timetable. Yeah. And when I open my agenda for the day, I see that, oh, I've got some space in the afternoon. I can do some life story course. And do you know what I usually do? I usually have lunch. I usually call my mom, talk to my friend, and I completely forget about the life story course. This happens. And when I'm home, my husband and my son, I usually dedicate my time to my family in the evening. So I can't actually do it in the evening.
So you
So
already know. You know your routine.
yeah, and actually now I'm here to listen to your, not advice, but maybe trying to scold me a little bit or tell me off,
I
like
would say
to
it's
push me.
constructive criticism
Yeah, this is what I need. So
because we all need this, because if nobody tells you, you will always find one more excuse not to do this. But if you are told in a, let's say, in a gentle manner that you have to push yourself towards this goal because you decided to, to achieve this,
yeah,
right?
like chop chops, come on, chop chops, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna do
So
it.
like so I'm also pushed by my family, and so it does help me. Maybe I don't like that. My brain is willing to maybe to fight this, but no. Still, I am thankful because it can push me forward. Otherwise, I would have never created this course. It's all because people can't push you. They want it to go forward, and that's how you achieve things. All right, enough for talking about motivational stuff. You can find a lot of videos on YouTube. Yeah, it's free. So if you feel like you need
Yeah.
to get motivated,
Procrastination, procrastination. This is what I'm, yeah.
you need a day off. That's what I did.
Definitely.
That's what I did. I was pretty much like some of you guys. I had full schedule because I was thinking like, oh, I need to make as much money as I possibly can. And then I was told that it's not very smart because basically you burn out. You burn out. You want to stop. You will start procrastinating. You start putting things off because there's no more energy. So your brain is doing this. Your brain is doing its work. So it's pushing things or putting things on the back burner. On the back burner, so you don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, back burner. Well, it's like talking about stove, right? So it's not
Yeah.
front, it's there, back burner. It's just like simmering there. But you're not really cooking it. You're not really cooking it. Yeah, it's just like staying there, sitting there. Okay, nothing is happening really. Okay, and so I decided to have one more like day off, basically just dedicated to some other stuff, or at least some easy stuff, or something that can help me relax.
Okay, what do
And
you usually do? What helps you?
uh, well, okay, so going to the gym, that does help because it can distract you. And
Mhm.
there's another thing where you have to challenge yourself because when you get physically stressed or challenged, then overcoming those difficulties, you find more energy and power to overcome psychological things, like things
Mhm.
that are, I think, more complicated than physical things. Because just doing bench press or push-ups or sit-ups, this is one thing. It's just muscle pain. But when you have to overcome psychological or mental pain, that's more complicated because you don't feel it sometimes. You don't understand how to overcome this. It's not like 1, 2, 3, become happy. No, it doesn't work this way.
Yes.
Yeah, take a
Doesn't
pill.
help.
It doesn't work this way. So it's a long battle, I would say, or it's a long process. But step by step, and you have to like see. I started doing such things. I was not doing that before, but I started writing down some things, and I even have there's like a bulletin board I have.
Mm.
So the stuff that I need to do,
Pin, you have to pin something.
yeah, just to pin something onto the board, just to constantly remind myself what I need to do today, like some projects, and where it can get me. I know
Mhm.
that if I do this, if I get this done, then I will be rewarded. Uh, the life will reward me.
Oh.
But if I choose not to, if I choose to escape, if I choose to stay where I am now, and let's say it's you
Let's say
always
it's
have
week 2.
yeah, it's like you see, like you always have this comfort zone. What is comfort zone?
Yeah.
Comfort zone is your routine.
Yeah. Change
Like
it.
yeah, a lot of people like to wake up at 8 a.m., go to work, yeah, then come back, spend some time with their family, and they don't like it maybe, but it's their routine, so they can deal with it.
Mhm.
So to break through, you really need to start changing anything. Maybe not at once, but gradually, step by step, just to see that you're really moving like a big cruise liner, but you're moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the things that we all have to deal with. It's not easy. The brain is a smart machine. It will always find a way how to pin you down, how to slow you down,
Mhm.
how to find an excuse, something like to get distracted by another very cool, nice activity. Yeah, like watching a film. Or
Binge watching.
yes, yes, like when you watch a lot of TV series or TV like episodes, yeah, in just one night. Yeah, so those are the things, and see, like some people also suffer from, let's say, responsibility. Like they have this burden of being responsible for everything, and for them, maybe it's hard to let go of some things. And some things they have a lack of responsibility. They just feel like, oh, whatever, okay, it's life, nothing will happen, okay, karma, carpe diem, seize the day, all those things, yes. So, like, see, you always have to find some sort of balance in life, and so to live a very, what is this, harmonious life? I think not harmonic, harmonic. I think harmonic life,
I care. Who
or
cares?
well, I care.
Check
Okay.
it up later.
Yeah. So that's how we do this harmonic life. Okay, I just checked. I'm fast. So, and if you cannot manage this, then of course it will be very complicated for you. And this is what I see for some people. They had a very good quick start. They were like, sprinters, yeah.
Yeah.
They run always first. And but this what we do. This life course, it's a marathon. So you need to choose your speed and then just follow up on this. All right, great. So let's talk about how to. How to is a great exercise. Uh, a few live sessions ago, I was talking about how to is a great activity for students, because when we go through how to, we have to systematize everything. We need to prioritize. We need to have some sort of order structure, and it works very good for anybody. For you as a teacher, because you can see what is important, what is less important, what has to be number two, number three, and so on. And for kids, because you really you limit them, because when you say like, hey, Valerie,
Yeah, sorry.
okay, that's it. Because when you ask, let's say, especially young learners, like, okay, just make a story about something. This is not specific, not concrete, and for kids, for children, yeah, it's very hard to do this because you always need to give them clear instructions. That's what I see. If you say like, okay, read 10 words 10 times, that's very clear. Okay, with the first two, you need to make three sentences, let's say, in the present simple. That's very concrete. That's the formula. That's how you do it. So do it. Okay? Or read this story and make your own based on this story. Try. So they will have something to look at, like to copy something. Okay? So that's why how to exercise is very cool because when like even about money, yes. So the first thing, how can you borrow money from somebody? First of all, you need to understand how much money you need. You need to call around and ask people who has this sum of money. Okay, maybe your friends, relatives, family members. Okay, then you need to ask them if they can give you the whole sum or maybe a small part of this. So you can call advice, and maybe they can give you 10% of what you need. So that's already good, better than zero, right? So those are the steps that you will go through, and then let's say you finally step number 6, you have collected the money you need, and now you can buy whatever you want. Maybe it's a flat, maybe it's a new car, maybe you want to go on vacation. So I ask you to give a speech on how to save or maybe make more money because I know that some of you, let's say, are more successful than others. Yes, I'm not talking about people who are going through this course, but I'm talking about your surrounding, people who surround you, okay? And especially maybe 10, 15 years ago, you were an absolutely different person. So I believe that each of you has achieved something, yes, a certain level of lifestyle. And I'm sure you are planning on continuing this crusade, this journey, life journey. You want to achieve much more. So, but then what are the steps to keep money, to make more, so that you can retire yourself without hoping that government will pay you one day. All right, so the steps, how to, 15 or 20 expressions. Who want to start?
I want to start because my son got get sick, a little sick, and
Mhm.
I maybe need to go soon. Maybe I will first.
Will 3 minutes be enough for you?
Okay, I'm
Enough?
ready.
3 minutes. Julie, will 3 minutes be enough for you?
Okay, be enough.
Okay, I like that.
I think if you want to make a fortune, you need to work hard. I always think that, but I lived in a poor family when I was a child, and that's why I prefer to be a reasonable spender. And now I know what it was like
Write
to.
down her expressions. Write down her expressions. Expressions that she used, please.
I know what it was like to live on a shoestring. You know, my father got a job a few years later in Lukoil, and our financial condition has improved. But I always try to earn money by myself after I graduate from the university. Uh, and when I moved to Moscow, I borrowed money from my parents. You know, I don't like to be own money to somebody, and I try to pay off my debt. At first time, I couldn't afford to spend money for expensive things, food,
To spend money on.
spend money on expensive food, and other things. And you know, I made ends meet because I lived in a rental apartment.
Okay.
I really can't understand people who waste money on expensive things that cost a fortune.
Very good.
I prefer to make donations to support animal shelters. If you have a lot of money, how you can waste money on something? I don't know. A couple of years ago, my father died, and I received inheritance. I decided to sell a house, some property,
Okay.
and put all my savings into the
Savings.
bank. Savings into the bank, and now I get interest. I never invest money in stocks because I know nothing about stocks.
Okay, that's good.
Problem for me. You know, I have a hard time 5 years ago when my mom got sick. It was a cancer, and my old brother and we borrowed money from all our relatives and friends.
Relatives.
And friends, yes. And I also took a loan. 1 year later, I paid off my debts, but it was a very different time.
Difficult. Okay. Continue. I want you to finish your story.
Yes. And now my mom is healthy and all is okay. I worked in the bank Russian Standard for several years, and I worked with credits for people, personal credit and customer loan, and with person who deposit money into their bank's accounts.
Okay.
I transferred money from different accounts to. Sometimes there was situations when somebody put money into their account, but it didn't add to his account. And
it was not added. It didn't go through, you can say.
Yes, yes, and we solved such problems too, because every people don't like to lose money, of course.
Every person, okay.
Yes, I don't take out money from my cards often. I prefer to shop online. I think we not use cash in last time. All people.
Lately.
Lately, yes. I also don't lend money. Don't like to lend money to
Don't like
somebody.
that.
Yes, because people often cannot return money. If somebody need in money, I prefer to donate money if I can, of course.
Okay, yeah.
I think the bank system in Russia isn't very reliable.
Reliable. Okay.
That's why the best way to keep money in different places. Or stash money in a safe.
Stash money.
Yes. We all can go bankrupt, so that's why I keep money for a rainy day. Or you can be as poor as a church mouse.
I just like this. It's funny idiom, okay.
And when you live on a tight budget, it's a bad thing, of course. When I was running out of money, I never upset. I only try to work overtime, try to work 24/7. I suppose the cost of living in Moscow very high, and I'm not lucky person, but I never win the lottery.
Never won, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like people who takes bribes. Who take bribes because I prefer to be honest person and I try to receive financial independence, but I really don't know how to make it.
How to make it happen? How to make it happen?
Yes, I think maybe some years later I will be tutor of Chinese language. I don't know, of course, but I think I'm ready for my
retirement.
Retirement, yes. But the times can change. Yeah.
You can say, yeah, anything can change. Anything can happen.
Anything can change, yes. And if it will be happen, I will think about it. Not right now.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, what I can say, and you probably guys have noticed that Julia started using a lot of course, she got ready for this, but she started using a lot of collocations, and you see how it brightens her speech. I hope you have noticed. Of course, she's got some bumps, along the way. I'm talking about like grammar, but I'm sure you already understand, Julia, what you need to work on is just I'd say some minor things, some grammar patterns that you need to fixate, okay, so that you would not even think about them. But
grammar is really a problem for me because I never study grammar very, very, very well.
The point about grammar, okay, you don't really need to like study it. You need to have patterns, and you need to understand what that pattern can do. So then you just practice this, like let's say I'm a man, I'm beautiful, okay, let's say I'm handsome, okay, I'm 36, I am married, like that. That's how you do this. So you understand what each pattern can do. Like when you were trying to use one of those conditionals, so it's just a pattern. You don't need to like really study it hard. You just like, if I go, I will. Let's say if I go, if I drink some water, I will feel great. I won't be dehydrated. I will be hydrated. Like this is how you study, okay? It's just some patterns that we use. And you were talking about scenes already, Jeff. Yeah, it's another pattern. I have never, or I've already done something. Another pattern. Okay, so you don't need to read. You don't need to do. Let's say, what is this? Galitsky, or who's that guy? I'm just saying that you don't need to go through a bunch of exercises to to study grammar. It's a pattern. You understand what it does. You need a lot of situations where it is used. You need to see, visualize, let's say, or you can watch vlogs. That's what I recommend. Like, okay, it works for me and my students. Not TV shows, because TV shows, let's say reality TV shows, they're good. But if you watch TV series, okay, the bottle doesn't look beautiful. Okay, so TV series, then they have everything written. They have everything thought out. So it is a bit far from being natural. Okay, so you just need to understand that because those fictional characters and their roles, yes, or a script scenario, it was designed by writers, by a screenplay, no, screenwriters. Yes, it was designed by them. So, and sometimes people do not speak like that. But reality shows is what people talk about. You remember like Окна открой maybe, or something like that. Пусть говорят. This is how people talk. It's small talk. So vlogs also are good. And last time I showed you how to find vlogs or any video with subtitles, not generated subtitles by Google, but subtitles that were provided by that person who shot that video, who made that video, which is good for anybody who wants to study. For me, for you, it doesn't matter. Okay, the only difference between us is just we just speak on a different level. Okay. I just know more than you, and that's it, because I have been studying more, or maybe I have been working real hard. That's the difference. All right. So, but good. Okay, good. I just wanted to say good job, Julia, because it was important for me to see how the course is actually working. It's not very easy to see when you have already a very experienced student, like let's say like Olga, because Olga can expand her vocabulary, and she can have some smoothness in her speech. She can improve her flow, pronunciation. Okay, she can maybe start speaking faster. But I can definitely see that Julie, you have gone through 7 weeks, and it has already you have already benefited a lot in terms of how much information you can give us. Like you said a lot, I wish I could say that in another language, German or Italian. Like I never borrow money I never lent, like those things. Okay, they're not very easy. Oh yeah.
Like this.
Oh wow.
And
Oh wow. Hey, it's good. Can you please send a picture in our group chat? I think this is remarkable. That's beautiful. It looks like from ancient times.
Yeah,
I spend more time by my work, but it's work more better for me, and I
better, yes.
understand different.
Oh, great. Yeah, it's just better for you. Okay, great. Okay, Julia.
me? Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, and also it's called eidos. I don't know how it will be in English. That's small pictures, and you like yes, pictures. The small that she has done, and we can learn. We can learn a lot of information just to use that eidos.
Can you type that in our chat?
Okay, I will send you also my own examples.
Yeah, we need them because that's how people get inspired, right? We
Okay.
can inspire each other, support each other, because when you share what you do, then somebody will say like, oh wow, I really want to catch up, see so much cool stuff happening here, and I'm behind. Oh my God, no, I mean it's cool because we have to share. The more we share, the more we get supported.
Yes, and also we more get. Yeah. Okay. And I would like to talk about how to save money. Yes. First of all, you need to record your expenses, and
keep track of your expenses.
Yes, you should keep track of your expenses. That means you should write down, or maybe download apps on your phone, and
Okay.
Every coffee, every household items, cash like that. And also you can divide them into categories. Yes, and then in the end of months you can see how much you spent and on what on what, yes, you spent money. You spent money on, yeah. And also you should make a budget, and you need to plan your spending and limit overspending. Also you need to plan on saving money, like try to save 10 or 15% of your income. And
Monthly, yes, monthly income.
yes, and if your expenses are too high, you need um,
Review.
to cut, yes, to review and maybe to cut down. Yes, I can say
Cut down on,
yeah,
yes.
cut down on. And also you should choose something to save for, because we have short-term goals and long-term goals. Short-term goals, when you have emergency, yeah, and
Emergencies.
emergencies, yes. And for example, for studying, yes, like to pay for course, vacation. And but also you need to think about long term, like to buy a plant, because I want to do that. Or you think about your child's education and retirement, of course. And you need to pick the right tools how to do that, like to open the bank account, or to certificate
Certify. You want to say certify.
maybe, yeah, maybe of deposit, yeah. Okay, something like
Certify, you just want to get a paper, to prove that you blah 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 did something.
Mhm. Yes. Okay, and it's about how to to save some money.
Wow, that's sounds pretty cool. So have you been using your own methodology?
Yes, I am talking about my life experience, because when I started to run my own business, I realized that I need to write down everything, because when you
Da-da-da-da.
count, yes, when you count, you understand how much money you earn and how much money you spend. And I have no limits when I need to buy something new for my school, and I buy the best things, the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
games, the best, and sometimes I need to have limits, and that's why I started to record.
You guys might be, shocked or surprised, but by what Julia has been talking about. But everybody knows Rick Feller, yes, that famous guy who started a dynasty of billionaires. Yeah, so he was born in a pretty strict family. So his mom, she was very religious, and his father was kind of like a shrewd businessman. A shrewd businessman is a businessman who likes to cut shady deals, to bump people out of their own money. Bump out, it means so to make them lose their money. Okay, and so he was like a Rolling Stone. See, I have to use a lot of collocations. He was a Rolling Stone. So younger feller, he learned only one thing, and he wanted to be rich. I don't know how, but he saw his father probably, and so he was trying to make money. And he was very persistent, and I think some people might say that it was maybe a form of deviation. Yeah, like when somebody gets very persistent or gets too fixated on some things. So he didn't want to party with his friends. He didn't want to drink or smoke, anything like that. Okay, all he wanted to do. Okay, all he wanted to do, he wanted to just earn money. He was like obsessed. And so he found a job in another state. So he went there, and then he started working as an accountant. And he was very zealous about working there. Zealous, it's like full of energy. So his bosses told him like, "Hey, you go home. There's another day tomorrow. Come on, go home." But he would stay and overworked. And then he was just in the 4-year time, he was able to save $800. And $800, that was quite a lot for that time. Okay. And he started his own company. He started his own business with another partner. And he, of course, went into oil industry, into oil business, because at that time it was you didn't need to have like a lot of money to start that to join that kind of business, to join that kind of business. And slowly he was very strategic. He started buying out small companies. Buying out, I guess you can buy your way in, and you can buy out. Okay, so he started buying out some companies. Then he was using I would say like dirty methods, but who cares? That's business, right? And he opened a lot of different companies, and like he was not related, connected, associated with those companies, and those companies, they tried to ruin other companies. And that's how he started growing, expanding. And later, much later, Roosevelt, it was one of American presidents. He didn't like him personally, and he decided to break his company into small parts. So I'm just saying that, like what you were saying, Julia, that it can help you, like you can save some money. Some people, they prefer to save money. Some people prefer to think like, how can I make more? Okay, my life is short. I don't want to save money. I just want to maybe spend more. Okay, so and so that's what people do. Okay, hey, I think Olga is ready because Valerie is silent. So Olga, are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Go on.
I'm going to speak about some tips how to save money. And to tell the truth, I myself trying to follow some of them and most of them. So I try never do shopping without shopping list. Even if I don't write down my purchases, I have something in my mind. I mean, I have this shopping list in my mind. I try not to purchase on loan, of course. I think it's not a good idea. Anyway, if I don't have money, I just won't go. Or if I run out of money, I just won't go shopping. I try not to avoid. I try to avoid shopping on my payday. Because I always I'm a bit afraid that it was my first salary when I went to the shoe shop and bought shoes. By the way, they were much more expensive than my salary, and I try not to do it after it. So I try to pay only cash, not for the last two months, I think. I try not to use my card because I think when I use my card, I just don't feel this money. And not only card, but my telephone. Of course, it's very easy. It's quite comfortable, but I understand that it's much more difficult for me to pay in cash, to tell the truth. But anyway, it's just like an experiment for the last 2 months for me. I'm trying to get through it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say whether it works quite well or not. I still have money on my card, and it's easier for me to pay with my telephone. But anyway, so I try not to go shopping when I'm hungry, because when I'm hungry, I understand that I buy so many unnecessary products in the supermarket. So sometimes, and I practice it right now when I'm quite hesitating, and when I'm thinking too much whether to buy something or not. I try to leave it till tomorrow. I try to think it over, till
Sleep
morning.
on it. Say sleep on it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know this phrase.
I know,
I
but
try
you
to.
practice.
Yeah. Why don't I use it? I try to sleep on it, and even in the morning, if I'm still thinking about these just that pair of shoes, I go and buy it. Yeah, there is. I don't think that all these tips are quite unique, but I'm trying to use them in my everyday life.
What is unique? Okay, so if we talk about business, then any businessman will tell you if you want to be successful, you need to know what you're doing, you need to see where you're going. But a lot of people attend such business seminars and they go and still pay. But it has been there, it has been out there for years. Okay, but
Yeah.
people still go. So I'd say nothing new because like there are three things that you need to do. And if you violate, if you break one of those rules, then this is how you fail. So the first rule, you need to see where you're going. You need to have a plan, okay? So it's not just an idea. You need to see a clear plan. Like, what is a plan? A plan is like step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the plan. Not just like, I want something and then you don't even know.
And another idea, I think that if you want to save money, I mean, if you want to keep some money safe, yeah, you should have a strict idea. I mean, you should have the purpose. Otherwise, just to keep money for nothing, just to keep them
To keep it.
to keep it for nothing, it's not a good idea. Because if you have a purpose, for example, I'm going to spend on vacation, and it's a good motivation, and in this case you will put your savings into your bank account and won't take it out, and so on.
Yeah, right. So why don't we always have a purpose, right?
The only just one good purpose is education, and another purpose is traveling, of course. Just two good purposes.
I have been wondering. Wondering because you guys teach and you are some of you self-employed. Are you actually going to use the materials you're receiving by going through this course, or yeah? Well, that's the question. Okay, anyway. So, anybody?
Yes, I am going to use your methodology because I like it, and I understand now that not grammar, not a course book is important. The most important is that phrases, collocation, and like to see not 1,000 words, but like you wrote 100 phrases, 100 chunks that you really need in your life when you want to speak English.
Just sharing with you guys. Okay, so today I had a class with a girl. She's 10 years old, and so Lynn and I were working on a course for kids. It will have the same structure, pretty much. Basically, we're talking about topics and then collocations and then some grammar chunks. Yeah, that's how it's going to work. So today I was working online, and so see how many phrases I have here on the list to help her speak about friends. And I can read some of them to you. So I use Google Docs because there I can upload any picture in no time. So what I usually do, I have a table with 3 columns. And so the first one I use for the collocation itself, then translation, and then picture and some kind of example. So that she can later review, get back to this with her mom or just by herself. It depends on a kid. And then I ask a child to make a video talking about, like, reviewing those things. Okay, so and of course it works better if also a child can get some questions, so they don't need to think, because kids, they are not like adults, like talk about something. Okay, and what am I talking about? Okay, give me some kind of structure. Come on, you smart cookie. So to make friends, to see each other every day, to become friends, to play with friends, to spend a lot of time together, to be nice, smart, funny when you describe friends, to be best friends, to meet people, like to socialize, to play computer and watch, like see like the things that you can do. So we also have some frequency here, like seldom every day on weekdays, weekends, because those words are also important when you talk about everyday activities, right? And the stuff that you like to do with your friends, like give a present, a birthday party. Like it is easy to find a friend, and so normally it goes like this. I familiarize my student with those collocations, so we read them a few times. Okay, we make that visual vocabulary, so I make sure that a child understands every phrase I have to use, and then we go through this one more time, but in a form of a conversation. So I ask her, well, Vika, okay, that's her name. So I was asking her, making her think, like, is it easy to make friends at school? Did you actually make any friends? Let's say last year, okay? And this is where I immediately use that very basic grammar: did, do, okay, describe. Like, are there a lot of girls in your class? And so on and on and on. And then what I do, I just give her like on a silver platter. That's the idiom. On a silver platter, each phrase I kind of like serve. I serve her, yeah, like, okay, please, bon appetit. Yeah, like take it, okay. And so I kind of like put it in her mouth, figuratively speaking, okay. And then she has something to speak with immediately. So, and after a few classes, a child can say so much, and just by using this, I don't know, whatever you call this, I think it's a method, definitely. So rather than just teaching, let's say, make, see, okay, play, let's say verbs, yeah, or adjectives. Even when we have that adjective, I still feel like my best friend, not like best. Is my best friend. She's my best friend, like that. Okay. So all those things they work very well, and so after, let's say, some time, a year, a child can speak pretty well because he has something to speak with. And so when you follow this matter of teaching, it, a child can or a student can really benefit because you're. But the problem is you have to think about this before you start. You have to think about what kind of situation your student will find themselves in. Like, okay, so that you would not put what is not needed, and plus it has to be simple. So instead of like play music at full blast, okay, I think my student needs to learn that this is a cool phrase. I know this, I use it, okay, slangy, bangy, whatever. Yes, but rather maybe than studying this, you would need just to say like to listen to music, to play music, like basic things. So, and maybe not a lot of idioms. You need just basic collocations that people use, because if you watch any film, you will like help each other. Say, come on, friends need to help each other. Do you help your friends? Like that. Do you do homework together? And so on. Okay, it's just smarter than you. So, and that's how you can also bring like some grammar topics, like comparatives, when you need to compare something. Yes, like is she smarter? What things she can do better than you? And immediately, because kids, they love competition. To compete, they have this competitive nature. I want to be the best. So, real something for you. Or as George Carlin used to say, real something for you. Real something for you. George Carlin is a comedian, stand-up comedian, passed away in 2008. Love this guy. All right, getting back to you guys. Okay, so Valerie is back, and then Tatiana. Okay, Valerie, would you like to share your how you how you became a billionaire? No, a millionaire.
No, I'm not filthy rich, guys. I'm not rolling in money, and I'm not stinking rich actually. But the thing that I want to tell you today, I want to share with you, is just like how to
Three
start
stories, yeah, three
saving.
stories.
Yeah, actually, how to start saving. When I was in my 20s, I just started working, and I thought that I've got so much time ahead. I will have plenty of time to start saving money for a rainy day, for retirement. And I really started. I went to a bank. I applied for not really applied. I have never applied for a credit card really. I mean, I have never had the credit cards. I've never taken loans. But I started savings. I've open up a savings account,
Yeah.
and I started keeping and putting
Deposit.
all my money, depositing all my money there. And as far as I remember, my first 6 months, I was quite successful. I was quite good at it because I almost deposited almost more than a half of my income because I could afford it. I didn't have a family to support. I didn't have some. Sure, I had sometimes pay some money for rent, yeah. But actually, at that very moment, I moved to my friend's house, to my friend's apartment, so I didn't have to pay any rent. So I could save some money. No rent, no family to support, and I could afford how much? No, let's say 30,000 rubles per month, putting on to my bank account.
In.
At the end, yeah, at the end, actually, and I was the on my last. It was my last year at university. I was just finishing, graduating, yeah, and it was quite a good, successful story because at the end, 12 months later, I really don't remember how much, but actually, maybe more than 180,000 rubles, something, quite a cool sum of money, big money. And actually, the reason, actually, the tip that I'm going to give you is just start saving today, not tomorrow. This is it. This is the first very important one. So whenever you want to start saving, do it right now. And now got the second tip. Start saving 10% percentage of your income every month income. So, and actually, this is what I'm doing right now. I've just started it last month. Yeah, I started doing it last month.
Oh, Valerie,
But yes,
we gotta love you.
I was always dreaming of becoming a millionaire, billionaire. But I know that I will never get a huge inheritance. I will never inherit loads of money. I will never be able to roll in money. But probably one day, I'll have enough money to buy another flat for my kids, and I hope I will. This is my kind of a goal to start saving so that to buy another apartment. Oh my gosh. But the thing is that we didn't take a mortgage. I don't have a mortgage to pay because I live in my own apartment thanks to my mom.
Mhm.
She gave me this wonderful opportunity to live in my own flat. Actually, she gifted us a
So
flat.
you, it was not. It was a gift. Okay.
Yeah, it was a gift. It was a gift. So it wasn't a loan or something or inheritance. She gave it to us. So and the next tip is cut down your expenses. Really think thoroughly.
Um,
Where do you usually waste your money? On what
on
actually?
what? Yeah.
Yeah, on what? And then do some calculations in your mind. Yeah, and decide. Make up your mind whether it's worth it or not. So, for example, buying an extra cup of tea in a cafe or grabbing a coffee to go or something, you can just have a coffee at home. Or, you can just live without this extra bar of chocolate. It's just speaking about me. And sure, you have to start thinking about it today, not tomorrow. And the next tip is start not start saving, but make emergency fund, like plus to this 10% percentage of your money. You should do some extra, and this is what I'm going to do actually, because I was doing some research because you gave us the task, yeah, to be
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually, I, as a normal student, usual one, an average student, I googled. And actually, you know what I found out? Really, you need to start doing some extra funding or emergency fund. And I don't know how it works, but maybe in Russia it doesn't work. And you should pay attention to the fact that I'm not talking about these governmental retirement fund or something, 6%, 20%. No, I'm not, because I'm self-employed. I don't pay taxes. And actually, but I'm planning to. So I hope nobody's. I hope Big Brother is not watching us. Otherwise, I'll be behind the
I'm sure
bars.
they don't really care. So you recommend to have an emergency fund. It's like to stash money, yes,
This
like
needs some
set
recharging.
aside, yeah, to cover
Yeah. Start.
financial surprises.
Yeah. So actually, start saving. Be smart, and think about future today, not tomorrow. That's it. These are the tips.
So and okay, but what if you do not maybe? What if like every month is an emergency? Your kid needs something, okay? Um,
Sure, definitely. There would be some emergencies like filling up your tank or something, but it's not an emergency. Yeah, sure. If there are some health issues or holiday, vacation planning, sure, you should have your extra, but I don't know whether I'm ready to do that. So actually, I'm just learning, guys. I'm just studying,
yeah,
making research. Probably, maybe you need to start doing the third fund, holiday fund, or extra fund, emergency fund. I don't know.
do you have to bring on this all your family? Do you need to tell them that, hey guys, because I decided to save some money, so you will all suffer?
Actually, I have already told my husband that I'm trying to not taking 10% of my income. And actually, he didn't mind. He said, okay. But I haven't told him about emergency funds yet because he won't be really happy about it.
Why not?
He likes to waste money on stuff like lots of different stuff. Yeah, he loves going to the cinema, buying very expensive seats, or just when we go shopping, when we do shopping and go shopping, he loves these brand marks, brand shops, and well, he is a kind of a spendthrift.
Spendthrift, yes. But
Yeah, so he's not Scroogey, not mean, and he's really generous. And but
way too
actually,
generous, yeah.
yeah, and actually, yesterday he bought a new smartphone to his mom as a 8th of March present.
For his mom,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, to his
Oh, he's
mom.
a good son.
Yeah, he's a good one. But actually, he bought the same one last year. But his sister-in-law, oh, actually, my sister-in-law, her phone broke down last month, and his mom decided to give her gift, yes, last year's gift, yeah, to her daughter. And this year, my husband had purchase the second one for it. I don't mind. That's fine. Okay.
Just
But
one more
actually,
question, okay? Just because you have to save a lot of money, like you have to limit yourself, right? So
yep.
because of those limitations, are you going to, I don't know, maybe one day to get really depressed, or you will snap, like, forget it, and just going to buy
Probably
a new pair of red shoes?
I'm sorry.
in my case, I hope I won't snap. But actually, I can. But well, I have to limit myself. This is a new me. This is my new world, new reality, and I have to deal with it somehow. I've got a son who is actually growing very fast, and now I'm thinking about actually university expenses, yeah, and all this stuff.
We all
So
have kids. We all have
yeah,
kids. Well, yeah, some of us, I guess. All right,
so
Tatiana, thank you very much. Okay, well, so
yeah.
it's again about saving. Maybe Tatiana has another financial advice, okay, rather than just saving.
Uh, Actually, not. I am not good at financial issues and managing finance, I think. And I usually I save money, not invest, because I don't have enough savings to invest.
Mhm.
And I think to save money, you should first of all earn more than you spend. As for me, I don't usually borrow money from anybody. There are some exceptional cases, but not very often. I think it happens very rarely. And in case of emergency, I borrow money from my relatives. But I think we have a lot in common with Olga. So your ideas are pretty much the same as
I have a
mine.
lot in common. Yes.
I have a
Or
lot in
Olga and
common.
I have a lot in common.
Yeah, yes, sure.
Okay. Okay.
So we have a lot in common. And today, when I was getting ready for this session, I've read the rule of saving. So how to start saving? The rule is save more tomorrow. The idea is that you gradually increase the percentage of your saving when your income increases. For example, this year you get 50,000 rubles and you can save 5% of it. The next year you get promoted and your salary or your income increases to let's say 70,000 rubles, and you can save 8% of your income. In such a way, you gradually get accustomed to saving and increasing your savings. Then you can put your savings into deposit your savings into a bank account and get to receive interest. And usually the interest rate is higher when you don't withdraw money during the deposit term. So I have no unique ideas how to do this. I'm usually a reasonable spender, and I don't waste money on things that cost a fortune. And some people think that the good thing is not to save money. The good thing is to earn more. And so if you want to spend more, then you should earn more. And they do their best to make money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. So if some people have wealthy relatives, they can inherit some property, or maybe they have some spare property and they can sell it and then put this money into a bank account or invest in some funds maybe. So what else?
No, that's good. Yeah, like what he said. Like, so you can say that, another thing you could say, like, your salary get increased. Your salary, let's say, gets, because your salary gets increased by, and then you can say 10% annually, or you get a constant increase, like salary increase. I'm just saying, again, collocations, okay? So if you want to talk about, I will share one website with you. It's called, maybe you know this, Ludwig Guru. I have an account there. I paid recently. I paid recently for this. So where can I give this, the link? Here? Our chat, or I guess WhatsApp.
Maybe share the screen.
Okay.
No.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so why don't I share my screen with you? Yeah, right. Why not? Okay. Okay. What this? Can you see this? Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can see.
All right. So I'm not saying that this should be your final source of information. Okay. But it's very convenient, and at least it saves a lot of time. Let's say, I'm not sure how to say that, and I say like, I have increase and salary, and then I don't know, buy maybe. I run the search, and what I can get similar. So similar, ANC related, increase pay by, increase payroll by. And here I can see the source, the New York Times. You have to understand that native speakers, they also make a lot of mistakes, like any any other person. So when, let's say, if I ask you to write an article for Vedomosti, then probably you would also make a few mistakes, right? But what I'm saying, you can at least see, you can have some kind of understanding, like, okay, so like this one, for everything on the plan to increase salaries by, so, and then I see that to increase salary by. And maybe your salary by. So maybe there will be something like, so you may be able to increase your salary and specialize further by looking for jobs. So increase your salary, you can increase by doing so. And so I can already work with that. So I can open the source and go to this website. And embezzle means launder money. Okay. Okay, basic, raining this month. Okay, there. Like everybody wants to make money. Okay, I see that. Okay, let's go to Guardian. Okay, they are not so stingy. So Guardian you can trust. Yeah, that's British. Yes. Like I go to American sources, British too, and then I can find this. So I just use search on the page, and there's my phrase.
Mhm.
So the proposal to increase basic salary by 15% seems to have been lost. And that's what you can say. So to increase salary by, and if your salary, and then I need passive. How do I make passive get? If your salary gets increased by 10%, and then a period of time, annually, monthly, whatever. So then you can, like Tatiana was saying, you can, let's say, save more money. Yeah. So it's a pretty good website. Okay. Increase, get promotion. Here you get the phrase itself. Yes, increased by. Let's say we're not talking about salary. We're talking about anything else or something else. Okay. So by the way, you can also select and you can search this exact phrase. You can copy this and you can even listen to this.
Increased by 13.9%.
It's British, but it works. Okay. So increased by, and that's your chunk already there. So you can see like the shares increased by. That's point. Okay. So payroll, too. So like it's very easy to study right now and even to prepare to get ready for your classes, because that's what your students want. They want you to give them this. Like, how do I say this? Okay, when we talk about money, when we talk about finances, because people always say that, oh, I want my salary to be increased. Yeah, I want to get more money. I want to be paid more. I need to ask for a pay raise. But here you can not only you can check yourself, but you can also provide some examples. And what is good, you can also find an article. So let's say if you work with articles, and I know a lot of teachers do. I love articles myself. So, but I just read them. Sitting on the dock of a bay. Okay. You forget. Stop asking me about paying you. Okay, again, increase. I just go there and by, I guess it was. Sales fell by, okay. Funny they found this, but I cannot find it. Okay, so let's go to Guardian. Or 20%. New York Times, but they will ask me to pay for using the website because, yeah, they will. Okay. Oh, yeah, they have. To avoid such things, I just use VPN. Okay, so I just say like, hey guys, goodbye. So because that's how you can probably avoid doing this. I will just open this website one more time, and I think it will work because they will maybe think I'm from Canada. Yeah, so it's one of the things you can also do if, let's say, a website is very persistent on making you pay for something you don't need to. And by the way, that's how you save money. Um, but it takes time. All right, so very good website. What I do, so I decided to pay for this because I do use this a lot, and so it's not that expensive. You don't need to pay because they give you like 20 results for free if you want to get more, and I always want more. So and so my students pay for this, and so I use this because they need. Um, okay, well, doesn't really work. So highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. So it's 4 years a month. I kind of like I don't really save if I use it a lot. If I don't use, then I just I will cancel the subscription. But you can use it for free. Okay, it's possible. You can use it for free. You don't need to pay. Okay, increase. Oh yeah, revenue increased by 20%. 2020. Okay, revenue increased. So you need those things because that's how you learn. By the way, they also have this app here, so you can have it on your computer. You don't need to always use browser, so it's kind of like convenient and fast. So little tip for you, Dave. Because we need to make sure that whatever we're teaching it was checked, right? Because again, it's not our language, it's not our first language, so I double triple check everything because I don't really understand how a teacher can teach something or at least not to check and then say this is right, this is like. So maybe a teacher expects that their student will never go online and check it. But how humiliated one can be if he comes back and says, like, you taught me wrong. And not because you made that mistake. Um, okay, not because you made that mistake. Not because you made that mistake, let's say, unwillingly, yes, but just because you were not, you were not expert enough to go and check it. Yeah, like that. So you were lazy. So don't be lazy. Always check. Provide the best premium or the best, well, the highest quality possible, because your students will always remember if you teach them correctly. Especially I'm talking about not about grammar. I'm talking about phrases, locations. Because if they have to go and travel somewhere, like I work with a lot of businessmen, so I cannot afford to teach them in a way that, let's say, if they do business and then they say something and it's wrong, so we don't speak like that, we don't say such things, then immediately it will harm my business. It will so I will lose that client, and so that's why I think it's a good habit to check what you're teaching. All right, so use that website, okay. When you work with collocations, check everything because it works faster than, let's say, the exact search on Google. I'll show you how it works too, since we're at it. Let's say if I want to get increased by, and this is what I do. Okay, I'll show you how it works. Okay, and share my screen again. Okay, share. Okay. So basically, that's how it works. Okay, so see right here in the search. Okay, right here in the search, you can see that I use quotation marks. So quotation marks. That's how Google understands that I want the exact search. So increase by. This is my let's say the old-fashioned method. Okay, but I still use this. It works. And here I get only those references. I don't get anything else. So I use the search on the page just to help me. and immediately I can see how many results I get. Then I also check news and then books. I check who writes those books. Okay, it's kind of like maybe long. Okay, somebody might say, but that's how I can do this correctly. Increase by something. Okay, and then let's say 10%. We'll say. Yeah, redesigning the college library building. Okay, so that works. Okay, so increased by 10%. So again, I can be sure that that's what people say. The price per share of stock increased by times increased by 10%. So again, helping Tatiana and anyone else who wants to learn. So a good method, and so when you work with collocations, it's important that you check every collocation because you might, if you let's say, yeah, if you have a lack of knowledge, I mean English knowledge, okay, you have a lack of vocabulary, you're not sure, then what I recommend, first of all, you write them in Russian, like it might be easier for you. Then you translate them, and as you get to the point when you where you have to translate them, you will do this research. Okay, don't worry, yeah, it'll take some time, but you will get the best quality possible. And please understand that once it's done, you never, well not, I don't say never, but this list can be used for many students. So once this material is done, yes, made, so a lot of students will benefit. And I use Google Docs. I have a lot of folders, so I just need to open a folder, voila, okay, it's ready. So I can just give it like that. I think any teacher should make their own stuff because what we do then, and we use a lot of books. We use that vocabulary in use. Yeah, that's serious. Yes. So we try to find something there. Then, like I Google a lot of stuff. I just go through articles and then see what I can find. So basically, you have to collect. I don't know. I'm not. Well, we still have to check whatever Julia Griskova offered those books because I just don't really trust Russian producers. They're sloppy and sometimes it's old-fashioned. Um, yeah, uh, yeah, I don't really trust them. So anyway, to me, it would be again checking those collocations. Yeah, and I only trust native speakers, and even those I have to check because they also make mistakes. I was thinking that any native speaker can really help you, but it appears that it's like any Russian native speaker cannot teach you Russian. So they can speak, but they don't really know much about the language itself. So do this, yeah, and then okay, I'll share this one more time so that you guys can see this. It's pretty easy. It's not a lot, and why don't I show you? You can learn something from me too. All right, what I do, I use Google Docs, and that's how it works basically. So today, Vic and I were talking about friends. So, and that's what I do. I provide some visual, well, it's like visual support, so that she would have something to look at. And in I'd say not in theory, but practically speaking, it would work very well if you can actually provide as many pictures as you can possibly find, because then you can have their attention on one of those pictures when you talk about something. You can describe, like I see there are a lot of slides. I think this is a great place where you can make a lot of friends. Somebody pushes you down that slide, you fall, break your nose, and that's how you become friends. I'm joking, but anyway. So, and like I told you, okay, so on the left, I provide a phrase, then whatever is related to that student, because the phrases I already have, I just need to copy paste. But the pictures, those I provide for a student because there's some fun when, let's say, Yeah. And if I see that a student cannot like misses a word, I make sure that I highlight that word, I bold that word, and so I use another size for that word, nice font size, so that I would make it super vivid for a student, obvious. If And you see, like the language changes very fast, rapidly. So instead of just like saying like I call my friends, because we also have now you can just say like I FaceTime with my friends. I FaceTime my friends because it's already happening, and we cannot prevent, like we cannot slow down. Okay, this natural this natural advancement. Yes, this natural advancement or evolution of the English language, because that's what people say. Yeah, and like if I'm not sure, see again a big button. I was thinking that I would have said key, like it's key phone. But again, I check very fast. And here is see, it's very convenient because um, when you hit that button, okay, you can see immediately what you go through. I just go to pictures, and then I see what I can get. So and I check articles too. So big button work better. Big button phone. So those are the things that I use, I do, and so I'm sharing since you are a part of this course. And these tips I'm going to share or plan to share during my master class with some other teachers. But you guys, okay, you kind of like already family, haha. All right, back to you. So again, collocations, grammar is just patterns. Like I don't, and what we do usually we go through patterns in this way. It's like we read them a lot, and I'll show it to you. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay. So I just ask questions like, "Hey, do you wake up at 7 a.m. every day?" Like, yes, I do. No, I don't. And I ask many questions just to make sure that a student can no longer make this mistake. And it works. You might say whatever you want, but it works. And um, you cannot deny the fact that it does work. So today I have noticed it was today. So Vika should stop making this mistake, because kids they always get confused between yes I do or doesn't. Yeah, they always say like don't, doesn't, so they mix this up a lot. And so I make sure that I keep asking about maybe her friend, and I would always say like does she, maybe 10 times or 20 times, and so that a kid can pick up this from me. So I don't really get fixated on teaching grammar. So we, use, do, when, we, and so on. Because kids don't really understand this and they can't really remember. But if you just show them a pattern, then a pattern is easily picked up by a student, and it's used in a very natural, I would say even automatic, vention. Yeah, yeah, vention. Okay, I guess I can say that. All right, so those are the tips, because I see that it's also good to share some tips during every live session, so that you can also pick up something, because that's how this course was made, based on those principles. All right, anything else we can talk about money, so we can have a run for another 30 minutes, or we can call it a day. I think you guys are pretty tired. Yeah, I think it's been a great session. So let's not push. Let's not push the envelope. You know the CD?
No, can you repeat once again?
Maybe somebody can explain.
No, can you repeat? Can you repeat that phrase again?
It's about, it's push your envelope. Okay, it's push the envelope. Okay, push the envelope. Okay, you can just say like, let's not. It's about luck. Don't push your luck. Okay. push your luck. Okay, so it's when you take a risk on the assumption that something will be better. So that's like pushing your luck. Okay, stop pushing your luck. Okay, it's been a great session. Yeah. Okay. Any questions you have? Come on, guys. Ask me. I'm ready. Okay.
No questions. Thank you very much.
Oh, love that. Okay.
I've got a question about your Google Docs.
Google Docs. What about Google
So
Docs?
yeah, do you work with Vika face to face or online? This is the question.
Because I no longer want to travel much. Because
Okay.
it's a waste of.
Online.
It's a waste. Yeah, it's online. It's a waste of
Yeah,
time.
good. Yeah, good. Oh, I'm happy for you. Good.
Yeah, I just told them if you want to stay with me, then you just have to. We cut a deal. So the deal was
Yeah.
you can save some money,
Yeah.
and I
It's
will
cheaper,
never be
yeah.
and I will never be late
Yeah, it's good.
because traffic, whatever. So something happens, and I will be relaxed, calm, and concentrated on your child. Would you like that? And of course, every mommy said, like, I don't know, well, let's try it, Casey. And you know how it works with people. You just try this one for 1 week and then they forget.
It was
So,
a kind of a trial week, yeah? And they loved it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I promise I do this, gradually. I say, like, okay, because I teach Vika 3 times a week. So I said,
Okay.
okay, one time I will still show up. I will do this, normal face-to-face
Face to face.
class. And mom said, okay, fine. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so we're not really losing anything. And plus saving money. But then I said, like, oh, it's really going well with Vika online. So I think she's benefiting more from studying online than face to face because, and when I come, she wants to play with her phone. So I have to discipline her. But here, she's sitting in front of that beautiful iMac, yes.
All
And
ears, yeah.
yeah, she's like that, okay, like looking at that, trying to understand. And I make her read. I say, like, hey, what did I type? What did I write? Okay, so can you read that? So I make sure that she is always concentrated, and there are
She's listening.
a lot of distractions. Okay, so she is in her father's office. Okay, so the door is locked, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah,
No way out.
no,
Yeah.
yes.
Trapped.
No toilet time. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, poor kid.
yeah. I want some water. Okay, it doesn't work that anymore. And it works. I am not very. I'd say that yes. When I started, like 5 years ago, yes, I had to travel a lot, and I was using the time during those during commuting or like traveling from one student to another. So I even taught when I was driving because I said, like, okay, so it was okay. So I could manage because some people they just need to talk. Okay, and I said, like, okay, fine. So I have this time frame. Would you like me to just talk to you, but I will be driving, but I can give you some discount. And so it worked. So people agreed, and that's how it went. But step by step, or slowly, gradually, I realized that it's not really taking students anywhere, and I decided to get rid of such students because it is making me as not a very professional teacher, and I would like to be highly professional. And to be highly professional, I need to provide good stuff. So it needs to look professional, right? So a lot of things I have been changing a lot of things. First of all, the way I look, because people look at you and then they judge you by the cover, right? Then how I do stuff, like how persistent I am. Let's say with students, I call them, I text them. I'm really, pain pain in the butt. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say,
Pain in
yes,
the neck.
yes, pain everywhere. I would say. So they cannot get rid of me, and some people they break down, and yeah.
Really?
So like I say, like 5%. Okay, that's okay. 5%. They leave me after 1 month maybe because they cannot tolerate such persistence. Yeah,
Pushy, yeah. Are you pushy?
pushy. Yeah,
Bossy?
I am pushy, bossy. Yes, but that's how you get results. So everybody wants results. Oh, what do you think? Olga is not pushy? Huh?
Yeah, she is.
What? She's just like this guardian angel.
Yeah, especially to her son, yeah.
Yeah, I watched some of the stories and like,
Yeah, I've seen it.
what he did, like that.
Close the door.
Yeah.
So my mom was quite pushing and bossy with me, and I think I turned out to be a great son. So go figure. You never know. So it's about that, and plus you make more money if you work online, even with
Of
students
course.
that you know can pick up here, like in your city.
Yeah.
Because I have been calculating a lot. I have been giving this a lot of thought, and I've realized like even making less online, I'm still making more in
Mm-hmm.
the long run.
Yeah. And keeping
Because I
sta-
think about everything like I have to eat. It's money, okay? Again, because I cannot like I work on food, right? So I cannot work on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
So I have to eat elsewhere, okay? So my health is jeopardized because I have to grab a bite to eat some kind of I don't know hot dog or something. I have to eat on the go. I have to eat in my car. Okay, no, 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 wait. Come on, you're 36, okay, or like you're getting older, you
no
cannot do
way.
this anymore. Come on, that's it. Students can do this. Uh, and so I stopped. And here, like, okay, so I'm here in my apartment. I can eat whatever I want. Okay, so good food. So I'm relaxed. I am not nervous because when you're always nervous, and so it also affects you. You become moody. You cannot sleep. Like all those things. And yeah, so see, that's smart.
Yeah. It's
Yes, and
just
you're not so tired and exhausted because you don't think how to get to his or her student's place, and because the same story with me, I
Yeah.
also have the same, and now I'm happy that everybody comes to me, not me. And also 5% of students, they
just disappeared. Yeah. Vanished.
disappeared, but
Vanished.
it's life, and some people want to just to come to my place when I want, not you.
Anyway, still, do you rent the office where you work right
I
now?
rent a small office, right? But I want to expand, so I'm looking for a bigger office because then I would like to have our own studio, English studio, or later to turn it into a school. So there are steps that we have to go through to take because a small office is just for meeting students, and it's
Yeah. And how long have you been renting it? I seen just a couple of
a
months. Yeah.
year, a year. I
A
guess
year
for about a
already.
year. Yes, I used to have another office. So I started out by renting a pretty creepy office. It was somewhere
Shabby.
in a factory. Yeah, yeah, shabby. Okay, so people had to go through a lot of dirty corridors to find
Yeah,
me.
like
And
dilapidated house or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh my
this
gosh.
guy, yeah. So then I changed another one, but I was kind of not very smart and or short-sighted, you can say, because I rented the office upstairs on the second floor, and downstairs there was an Armenian cafe. So the whole smell, like everything, and it was not nice. I don't know whatever they were cooking there. It was not nice. So my clothes, everything, and my clients' clothes, it smelled. Had that stink.
You
Jeez.
know, my office is on the fifth floor, and I've got Burger King fast food on the first floor beneath. And sometimes when I open the window to let some fresh air in, there is
Fresh
no fresh
air.
air in. There is a Burger King air in, like this oily, yucky one. So actually, yeah, now that's why I'm thinking about online lessons
Yeah, well,
more often.
see, like to find a good office, it's not very easy because, like, I would like to have something presentable, not very expensive because I don't understand why I need to pay a lot of money just because they think I should. Okay, so I want to
Yeah,
find an area where there would be maybe a group of different. We have such buildings, but not
yeah.
many. Loft. I like real
Yeah.
loft style. But a lot of people a lot of landlords, they still have this old-fashioned mind. Oh, so you rent 20 square meters, okay, so it's your problem. How my clients go to me, yeah, what they have to go through,
See, yeah.
yeah,
Oh
like
my gosh.
backyard, what kind of view I have outside. Like now, I take all those things into consideration because it doesn't have to look rich or expensive, but it has to be nice. So when people, I want people not to only have the experience inside of my class or my classroom, but also when they leave me, so that nothing could spoil that experience. Uh,
Yeah.
Like,
Cozy. Everything's cozy.
yeah, like, so they really want to come because there's a nice cafe nearby where they can
Wait
get
for.
a
Mhm.
coffee to go, wait for me when I can talk. So there are a lot of good-looking people. Let's say, yes, everyone is busy. There's no dirt outside, no holes in the ground. Uh, like,
Yeah.
yeah, just a lot of things. So I've been looking for 3 weeks, and I missed one very good office, and because I was not very hasty, and somebody else got that office. But I pray to the universe, and I'm sure it'll answer. And I'm still looking,
Yeah.
of course, okay, not just praying, okay, sitting and praying, okay, looking every day, every morning, like for 20 minutes. I go through different websites, see what they can offer. If I like something, then I will call them. That's how it works for me. So online, and now I see that a lot of people want to study online. They because, like, let's say you guys are from all over Russia, yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
and we're still able to study. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks God there is an internet. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I think we should go and I will have the session. Okay, I think this is how it should work because when it's 2 sessions in a row, maybe I get too tired. Some people,
Yeah.
I also get some moochers who want to be in every session. Uh, moochers, okay, I call them. Okay. Anyway, they pay for this, but like, oh, there's one more. We can watch the film 2 times. We just need to stay, yes, in the movie hall, and they will not notice us. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
I did that when I was a kid. I did that. I would just hide
Really?
yeah. I would hide somewhere behind those seats, and because there, I don't know, back then,
And you've
they
never
were
been caught.
a
I
few
mean,
times,
you've never been a
a
few
few
times.
times, yes, and I got beaten. I got beaten so a few times. Yes, I was slapped. I was slapped. Yeah, because I was trying to hide. I wanted to watch because, like, back in USAR, okay, when I was whatever 7, okay, or 6, my mom would already let me go. I was quite independent, so she would let me
Really?
go. Yeah, well, because that was different times. Right now, you have to escort a kid almost like to the nearest shop or store because,
Everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, you have like to be like a bodyguard with a shotgun.
Definitely.
Jesus Christ! Put a bulletproof vest on your kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Such is life. Yeah.
Well, so that's what like. But I was able just to walk freely, and so it was okay because it was in everything was located in my district, so it was what 10 minutes to walk there. It
With a
was
stone throw. Yeah. Like.
yeah, yeah. But I also made some mistakes. I did some stupid stuff, and my mom got worried. Like I was putting small rocks on tracks just to see them being crushed. It was a lot of fun. This
Oh my
40
gosh.
ton vehicle approaching and then crushing every stone. That was a lot of fun. Like turning it into dust. Yeah, my mom she caught me doing that, and so I was grounded for probably around 3 days. Couldn't do anything. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
but that's the price probably you pay as a parent for having your kid being independent.
Can I ask you a question
Yeah,
then? One more.
sure.
Can you give us some tips how to save money? Your
How to
tips.
save money?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my tip. I understand that you have to save and so on, but I have a pretty non-standard way. So make more money.
Ah, this is it.
Well, no, you gotta save that. Those are cliche things. We all do them. That's probably why they're not so cool to listen to because people always expect something new. Yes, uh, but I think that the best way is to think of how you can make more money because that's at least what is pushing me forward. I always think like, how can I make more money? Okay, so because okay, maybe I'm a pretty moody and picky person, but some people might think like, oh, Vadim, you rent a nice apartment, you live in the center of St. Petersburg, you drive a car, but
Cut your expenses. Yeah.
yeah, but to me that's not enough. I want maybe rent a house. I want to travel. I want a better car. I want a better lifestyle. I want a
I
better.
want to rolling money.
Yeah,
Ooh.
you just want to improve your lifestyle. Okay, you still
Yeah.
have to be wise with money. But why not? You got only one chance. You got only one life. What?
Do you invest? Do you invest?
I was offered to invest in some things. I'm still thinking about that, and
Do you
I know
believe
that
it's
you
a
guys.
do you believe do you believe it's real in the Russia to become
I
rich
want to
using
test.
these
I want
stocks?
to test. Yeah, I want to test. Like my American friend, he invested. He gave some money to a Russian guy. He sells or he trades bitcoins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bitcoin's good. But what about this gold or silver? I mean, online one. Have you heard about this one? Buying something?
That's
Is
small profit.
it's just yeah. You got money, you buy it. You have no money.
But what that guy does, he just collects a lot of money from different people, and then he has a large sum of money to play with, and then he invests in different. It's called what is this? It's a cryptocurrency, yes.
Yeah,
And then he can get also a good,
profit.
good profit, yes. And he's able to pay 20% on what people give him.
Really?
Yeah. So he needs like 6 months, and then you can return. Let's say if you give him, you can start very little, so 100,000 rubles, and just to see how it works. But I want to see how it works. Okay, later, not, because right now
Not to,
I need money to rent an office, to promote the course, and I also pay editors that I work with, and they're not cheap because they're in America. I'm here, so ruble sucks. So yeah, I need the money right now to use it.
so you invested in your course right now, actually, yeah?
Yeah, and the
Invested.
materials, yes.
Yeah.
We pay designers. We pay, like right now, we pay designers. We pay a lot of guys. So right now, we need that money to create something good, something that will change how people study English.
Instead of mine, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate goal is to make it simple, visual, and effective, so that any teacher can come, learn from us, and then you can also teach your students in a better way. Because you got to learn from somewhere, from somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, what? Okay, putting hands together. So probably it's
Namaste.
prayer.
Oh my
For
gosh.
prayer. Okay, namaste. Okay, yeah, right.
Okay, Vadim, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you very much. Yes,
Thank you.
I'm saying welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, bye. We need to talk more just about life, I guess, too. Yeah.
It's true.
Have a great day. Bye.